Good evening, CUTC members, award winners, and attendees. I'm Denver Tolliver, Director of the Region 8 University Transportation Center, the Mountain Plains Consortium. I would like to congratulate our Student of the Year award winner, John Higgins of the University of Wyoming, and his advisor, Dr. Jennifer Tanner, for their innovative research in producing high-performance concrete mix designs for use in bridge decks.
Good evening. It is my pleasure to welcome everyone to the 2022 Council of University Transportation Centers Annual Student Awards Banquet. I am Larry Marlette, Director of the Auburn University Transportation Research Institute, and I have the honor of serving as CUTC's President for 2021-2022. As many of you are aware, CUTC has been in existence for over 40 years and currently represents over 80 transportation centers that are located at universities across the United States. Our mission is to promote university research, education, workforce development, and technology transfer. Tonight's banquet, of course, allows CUTC to celebrate those of us, and particularly our students, who have performed exemplary roles in meeting the CUTC mission. The annual banquet to me is a highlight of the TRB conference because it allows us to meet the future leaders in our profession, as well as gain insight from some of the top leaders in our field. To start things off, it is my honor to introduce our first keynote speaker for tonight's banquet. Mr. Carlos Monje is a graduate of Harvard University and currently serves as the Undersecretary of Transportation for Policy in the Office of the Secretary. He has a wealth of experience in transportation space, having previously served as Acting Undersecretary and Assistant Secretary for Transportation Policy for the US DOT. In this role, he has oversaw implementation of surface transportation programs, the discretionary grant program, and efforts to promote equity and economic development. I'm definitely looking forward to Undersecretary Monje's talk, particularly as it pertains to the future of transportation policy in the United States. Thank you.
I'm Carlos Monje, Undersecretary of Transportation for Policy at U.S. Department of Transportation. I'm grateful to the Council of University Transportation Centers for inviting me to speak today and for the chance to join you all in celebrating these remarkable honorees. To the 35 outstanding students in this year's class of UTC awardees, on behalf of Secretary Buttigieg, Deputy Secretary Trottenberg, and the entire Department of Transportation, congratulations. We're grateful for your passion about transportation, for the exemplary work you are already doing in this field, and for the invaluable contributions you will no doubt make over the course of your careers. The research you're conducting supports the core of what the department does every day, making our transportation network safer, cleaner, more efficient, and more equitable. This might well be the most exciting time to work on transportation issues in generations. We know that this sector has a critical role to play in reducing carbon emissions, advancing racial equity, increasing safety, creating jobs, and positioning America to compete and win in the decades ahead. As the projects you've undertaken demonstrate, we have no shortage of good ideas of how to meet those goals. And now, thanks to President Biden's historic bipartisan infrastructure law, we have historic resources to invest in smart transportation policy. That law contains some of the largest federal investments ever: roads and bridges, public transit, passenger and freight rail, traffic safety, electric vehicle infrastructure, and so much more. And those investments will have a real impact on people's lives. They'll help more people save money on gas and save time on their commutes. They'll help more children take the bus to school without being exposed to toxic fumes. They'll put people to work, reconnect communities, and save lives. But none of that work would be possible without the partnership of the University Transportation Centers. We'll be counting on academic experts like the ones here to develop the robust scientific framework that will underpin all of our policy efforts. We'll be counting on you to tell us where to focus our resources so they'll do the most good. And of course, we'll continue counting on you to train the next generation of transportation decision makers so they can continue steering us in the right direction. That's why we're so excited that the infrastructure law also invests in UTCs that work on climate, equity, and innovation, including HBCUs and other minority serving institutions. We at DOT look forward to working together with UTCs in the years ahead, and to the students here whose projects represent the promise and potential of what smart transportation policy can do. I hope that many of you will join us and pursue careers in transportation, whether it's in academic or private life, or with us at DOT, as we work to create a safer, cleaner, more equitable transportation future for every member of the traveling public. Congratulations once again on this remarkable achievement, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the ceremony. Thank you.
Thank you, Undersecretary Monhay, for your insightful comments. It gives me great pleasure to introduce our next keynote speaker, Dr. Robert Hampshire, who currently serves as the U.S. DOT's Deputy Assistant Secretary for Research and Technology and the U.S. DOT's Chief Science Officer. Dr. Hampshire received a PhD in Operations Research and Financial Engineering from Princeton University. He has served as an associate professor at the Gerald R. Ford School of Public Policy at the University of Michigan, as well as a research associate professor in the University of Michigan Transportation Research Institute. His research focuses on the management policy analysis of emerging network industries and innovative mobility services such as smart parking, connected vehicles, autonomous vehicles, ride hailing, bike sharing, and car sharing. I know I speak for the experience of many of our CUTC members when I say that Dr. Hampshire has always been very generous with his time, particularly when it comes to mentoring students. So it is no surprise that he was willing to speak at our banquet this evening. We are very fortunate to have him join us tonight, and I'm certainly looking forward to his insightful comments. Thank you.
Hello, everyone, and thank you for being here today. Thank you to CUTC for hosting this event and for inviting me to speak to all of you today. I'm the Deputy Assistant Secretary for Research and Technology and also the Chief Science Officer here at the US DOT. My office manages and operates the University Transportation Centers program. As you know, today, we're here to honor the students of the year, those who have been selected by each of the UTCs. I'd like to first congratulate each of you for your accomplishments. In addition to this award, some of you will be also completing your degrees this year. Congratulations. You may not know it, but this year marks the 31st Student of the Year Awards. Imagine 2 to 3 decades ago, none of us fully could imagine or comprehend the future of transportation as it is today. In 20 and 30 years from now, transportation will be vastly different. And those changes that we see tomorrow very well may stem from your projects and your vision. I want to thank you in advance. The Student of the Year Awards, are given for achievements and promise for the future contributions to the transportation field. There are many great projects, from projects on fatal crashes to approaches to wildlife evacuation, to projects which seek to tackle the barriers for food and healthcare access. You students are selected based on your accomplishments in such areas and the technical merits of your research, academic performance, professionalism, and research and leadership. What you may not immediately realize is that these projects also contribute to larger national goals. I'm sure most of you know, but maybe not all, but some of you may know about the passage of the new bipartisan infrastructure law. This is a huge game changer for the transportation system. This law includes the largest ever federal investments in public transit, which are important for connecting more people more reliably and affordably to good jobs, healthcare, and connecting you to your loved ones. The largest investment in passenger rail since the creation of Amtrak, provides a fast, low-cost option to travel for everyone and a critical connection for so many communities and people who don't have airports nearby or cannot drive. In the bipartisan infrastructure law, there's also dedicated investments to modernize our aging roads and bridges. It also includes substantial investments in clean drinking water and wastewater infrastructure. Then also investments in clean energy transmission and electric vehicle infrastructure, including funding to bring electric chargers to rural and underserved communities and cities, as well as replacing transit vehicles with zero emission vehicles. There's additional provisions to tackle the climate crisis while making the largest long-term investment in our infrastructure and competitiveness in nearly a century. We are taking steps towards building an economy in a country that is more resilient and more sustainable. And this is, what we're prioritizing is safety, climate change, equity, and infrastructure. So, looking at your projects and the students being honored today, they're all very thoughtful and innovative. And I, for one, would like to acknowledge your work and ingenuity. I know it took a lot of hard work and blood, sweat, and tears, I'm sure. So thank you for helping bring us towards a better transportation future, particularly one that embraces your ideas and embraces more people. That kind of ingenuity, perseverance is certainly what the transportation sector needs. And you all have the opportunity to lead and kind of take us in new directions. The thing about transportation, of course, is that it touches everyone. It's literally the key to keeping us and the world moving. You may know that years ago, just a couple years ago, I was a professor. So I've spent over the last 10 years of my career teaching students just like you. Some who look like, they had it all figured out and had a plan and a trajectory. And, and some who were still in the process of figuring it all out. As you move forward in the world and start, taking on additional education, as you start to navigate your careers, I can encourage you to take the time to think about who you want to be, who you are, not the career path that you want to be part of, because that can change. Think about who you want to be, not necessarily, but not what. Let me say it again, I want you to really think about who you want to be, not exactly what. And, but who and how you want to shape the future are the key things. So, you and your work are incredibly important to us. Your ideas will, in some cases, literally pave the way forward. Again, I want to commend you for your achievements, your contributions, to your various UTC programs in the community. And I just also want to thank you for the transportation community as a whole. So once again, congratulations on this year's Outstanding Student Award, and particularly for the Outstanding Student of the Year winners. Thank you.
On behalf of everyone at CUTC, I would like to let Dr. Hampshire know how much we appreciate him participating in our banquet. It was great to hear his thoughts on the future of transportation, and it was a pleasure to hear his excellent career advice. At this point in the program, we would like to honor our Students of the Year. Rather than introduce all of the students of the year in one group, we have decided to split them into different groups based on the subject of their research. In the next section of the program, we will introduce our first group of Students of the Year. The students in this cohort had research interests that are focused on roadways. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Dusan Fadajudami, and I'm a senior electrical engineering major at Morgan State University in Baltimore, Maryland. I'm really thankful and grateful to have been nominated for the UTC Student of the Year Award. At the Urban Mobility and Equity Center, we have conducted research investigating travel behavior and usage for bike share programs amongst different demographics. My future plans include going to graduate school next year to pursue my PhD. I'm really thankful for Dr. Jehani and Dr. Azaz for allowing me the opportunity to enhance my research skills and learn more about transportation. And I'm also really grateful to other graduate students at the UMEC for helping fortify that knowledge in general. Thank you.
My name is Saman Farhandis from Florida International University. I'm honored to receive the Outstanding Student of the Year Award from United States Department of Transportation. My plan for future is to take up an international leadership role to develop innovative solutions to shortcomings in smart and resilient infrastructure systems for making a positive impact on society. And this recognition is a great trigger and motivation for my future plans. I would like to thank the Accelerated Bridge Construction University Transportation Center, specifically Dr. Mehrabi and Dr. Azizi Namini, who nominated me for this award and have assisted me in my academic journey.
Hi everyone, my name is Jeremy Gregory. I recently defended my master's thesis on chitosan-based shrinking fibers for post-cure stressing to increase durability concrete at the University of Vermont with the Transportation Infrastructure Durability Center, or TIDC, at University of Maine. I recently moved to Denver and looking for jobs skiing and biking. Thank you very much to UTC for putting on this student awards night. Thank you to everyone that I worked with in the lab at UVM, and thanks to my advisor, Professor Driver Houston. And thanks for listening.
Hello, my name is Callan Hart, and I'm a graduate research assistant at South Dakota State University, representing the National Center for Transportation, Infrastructure Durability, and Life Extension. My graduate thesis focuses on repairable precast bridge vents for seismic events, combining accelerated bridge construction connections, novel materials, and repairable reinforcement in order to allow for quick construction of bridges and simple repair after an earthquake in place of demolition. After graduation, I plan to continue my structural engineering career in the Western United States, as well as obtain my professional engineering license. I would like to give a sincere thank you to my advisor, Dr. Mustafa Tazar, for his nomination, for his guidance, as well as all the numerous opportunities he's presented me with while here at SDSU.
Hello, my name is Hannah Herndon, and I'm a graduate student at the Georgia Institute of Technology in Atlanta, Georgia. I'm in the first year of my PhD program studying civil engineering with a focus on structures, and I'm particularly interested in structural health monitoring and infrastructure risk assessment. My current research project focuses on detecting, quantifying, and assessing corrosion on bridges using UAV imagery and computer vision. I'm honored to receive the Student of the Year award and would like to thank the faculty at Georgia Tech, especially my wonderful advisor, Dr. Iris Chen, for her continued mentorship and support. Thank you.
Hi, my name is John Higgins. I'm a master's student in structural engineering at the University of Wyoming, which is a member of the Mountain Plains Consortium. My research project involves working with the Wyoming Department of Transportation to create a concrete mix design for bridge decks. We'll use shrinkage-reducing admixtures and various fibers to avoid that early shrinkage. And my plans when I graduate in the spring of 2020 are to work in Cody, Wyoming as a structural engineer. Thanks, and go Pokes.
Hi, my name is Warnhill Beaton, and I am the recipient of the 2021 UTC CATE Student of the Year Award, where CATE is the Center for Advanced Infrastructure and Transportation at Rutgers University. This award is for my work that I performed within the project titled Risk and Resilience Analysis Tool for Infrastructure Asset Management. In this project, I use GIS tools, and in the future, I want to seek a career in GIS following my graduation in January 2022. At that time, I will receive a master's in atmospheric science. And finally, I will close by saying a special thank you to God, Dr. Dan Barone, Dr. Yun Bai, and Dr. Ali Meyer.
Hi, my name is Oscar Huang, and I'm currently a PhD student at Texas A&M University studying material science and engineering. For the past 4 years, I've been involved in several projects with the Transportation Consortium of South Central States, also known as Transit. My thesis focuses on replacing Portland cement with novel materials named geopolymer across several different applications in transportation infrastructure, such as corrosion inhibition, soil stabilization, and concrete. I would like to thank my advisor, Dr. Miladin Radovich, for his continuous support throughout my PhD journey.
Hello, my name is Haley Kulik, and I'm a PhD student in the Department of Rehab Science Technology at the University of Pittsburgh and the Human Engineering Research Laboratories. I'm honored to be receiving this award, and I want to thank my research mentors, Dr. Rory Cooper and Dr. Alicia Kuntz, for their continued support and wonderful mentorship, as well as the rest of my research team. After graduating in 2022, I plan to continue with my research at the University of Pittsburgh into the development of new assistive technologies for individuals with disabilities, including accessible modes of transportation.
Hello everyone, my name is Dylan Ortiz. I'm a master's student at Rutgers University. My area of research is quantifying the flexural performance of pre-stressed and post-tensioning UHPC concrete with steel and non-metallic tendons, as well as integrating fiber optic sensors to show that they can assess the condition of existing infrastructures throughout the reliable structural health monitor system to improve infrastructure resilience. I would like to thank Dr. Nassif for providing me with guidance and support in my research and the committee for selecting me for the Student of the Year award.
My name is Bo Chiu. I received my master's degree in mathematics in 2017 at the University of North Carolina at Charlotte. I continue my study at UNCC, is currently a PhD candidate in the Department of Civil and Environment. My research, supported by chemistry, have been focused on the travel time forecasting using dynamic fusion model based on machine learning. I would like to take this opportunity to express my sincere thanks to U.S. Department of Transportation for its financial support throughout my dissertation study. My future plan is to work in the private sector after I graduate and use the skills I gained to give back to society.
Hi, my name is Alexandria Idaroski Alvarez, and I'm a PhD candidate at Virginia Tech studying industrial and systems engineering. I work as a graduate research assistant at Virginia Tech Transportation Institute. My research is in understanding how external communication on automated vehicles affects vulnerable road users' decision-making. In the future, I hope to have an impact on the design and implementation of eHMI on autonomous vehicles. I am honored to be one of the recipients for UTC Student of the Year Award. I am very thankful for my family, friends, and advisor, Dr. Charlie Clower, for their guidance and support throughout my PhD. Thank you.
Hi everyone, I'm Riley Ruskamp, and I'm currently a graduate research assistant at the Midwest Roadside Safety Facility at the University of Nebraska-Lincoln under the Mid-America Transportation Center. I'm currently in my second year of my master's program studying civil engineering with a structural emphasis. I'm currently working on research projects focused on improving the design of portable concrete barriers and investigating crashworthiness of luminaire poles. I'm honored to receive the Student of the Year Award, and I'd like to give a special thank you to the faculty at Midwest, specifically Dr. Pajou and Dr. Cody Stoley, for their support. Thank you.
Howdy, my name is Kristen Sanchez, and I'm an epidemiology student in the Master of Public Health program here at Texas A&M University. I'm a graduate assistant at the Center for Advancing Research in Transportation Emissions, Energy, and Health, also known as CUTC. My work focuses on interdisciplinary connections between the transportation and health fields. My current project is a systematic evidence map on policies to mitigate traffic emissions, air pollution, and adverse health outcomes in urban areas. I will graduate next spring, and I intend to find a job where I can apply the knowledge and skills that I've learned. I'd like to give a special shout out to the CAR-T team for supporting me and helping me develop as a researcher during my academic journey. It is a great honor to receive the CAR-T Student of the Year Award, and I'm extremely thankful.
Hello, my name is Brant Souvenir. I'm a graduate student at the University of Idaho. My research was in school travel safety and risk. For future plans, I have a couple of upcoming interviews, and I'd like to stay in the Inland Northwest if possible. And I would like to take this time to thank the Center for Safety, Equity, and Transportation for this award.
Hello, my name is Brian Stays. I'm currently a PhD student at Oregon State University, studying transportation engineering. My area of focus is macroscopic traffic flow theory on limited access facilities, and also ASIN-based modeling for evacuations. I would like to thank my advisors, Dr. Robert Bertini and Dr. Haizhong Wang, for their continued guidance. I would also like to thank Dr. Dave Hurwitz for his recommendation to the PACTRANS UTC Award.
Hey everyone, my name is Mohammad Afsar Sujan. I am a PhD student in civil engineering at West Virginia University. I am doing research in the Center for Integrated Asset Management for a multimodal infrastructure transportation system. My research is mostly focused on utilizing machine learning and computation technique for big data application for developing cost-effective maintenance strategies for infrastructure system. After graduation, I am planning to join in a public sector that can help me to implement my research in the practice. I especially want to say thank you to my professor Fedai for his continued support on my work. I also want to say thank you to Dr. Eric Donald and all the members of my center for nominating me as the Student of the Year. I also want to say big thanks to my family. Thanks all everyone.
Hello, my name is George Ugan, and I'm a graduate research assistant at the University of Central Florida. My thesis is focused on understanding the effects of speed management countermeasures on bicycle crashes in Central Florida with the use of crowdsourced data. I plan to continue my research on pedestrian and bicycle safety and hopefully obtain my doctoral degree. I would like to thank my advisor, Dr. Muhammad Abdul Ati, for all his advice and guidance he has given me, as well as the various opportunities that he has presented to me. I would also like to thank the Safety Research Using Simulation, Safer Sim, for awarding me as a Student of the Year.
Wow, those are all great videos. I think we can all agree that the future of our profession is in excellent hands. It is now time to introduce one of CUTC's most prestigious awards, the CUTC Lifetime Achievement Award for Transportation Professional and Public Service. This award honors individuals who have contributed immensely throughout their professional and public lives to transportation research and education. This year, CUTC is happy to present the award to Mr. Alan Byler. Al has a long and distinguished career of professional and public service. He served as Secretary of the Pennsylvania Department of Transportation, as well as having a lengthy career of service at the Pittsburgh Region Port Authority of Allegheny County Transit Agency. He has been president of AASHTO and a member of the executive committee of both APTA and TRB. After finishing his appointment as Pennsylvania's Secretary of Transportation in 2011, he became a distinguished service professor at Carnegie Mellon University and served as executive director of CMU's Traffic 21 Institute. Al is richly deserving of the award, and we have asked that he provide some comments. Thank you. Al?
Happy New Year, everyone. I'm Al Beeler. Just before Christmas, I got an email from Tracy Olberg telling me that the Executive Committee and the Awards Committee for CUTC have just selected me for the Lifetime Achievement Award. Really? Really? Wow, I was bowled away. Tracy also asked me to give a few remarks if I would, and I said, well, sure, I'd be happy to. It's made me think back about, only about 50 years of my career, and maybe pick out a couple of highlights that might be germane. I was a civil engineering student at the University of Pittsburgh and answered a little post-it note that says there was a transportation planning job at the City of Pittsburgh Planning Department, and that's how I got my start in transportation planning. I also worked for the Port Authority of Allegheny County and the County of Allegheny, but let me just tell you about a couple of those. By the way, in between, I did graduate work at Yale University and was really lucky to be able to have context with a traffic engineering course, but also city planning course, which just gave me a little better balance. When I worked at Port Authority, it was a special time for me. At Port Authority, there was a guy who was special that you folks know, and his name is Bill Millar. He was a great believer in research. And oh, by the way, speaking of research, one of the things that Port Authority was famous for was its Access program. It was a program that was part of a research project at Carnegie Mellon University. It was adopted as a pilot project at Port Authority. And oh, by the way, it became a national model for transportation of persons with disabilities. So it was really, for me, an eye-opener in the importance of research, and also I got acquainted with things like the American Public Transit Association and what they were doing, and ultimately TRB and so forth. Again, things that you folks know a lot about. After Port Authority, I was recruited to work at a place called, around a project called Tren Urbano. And that means urban train, and that was in San Juan, Puerto Rico. I worked for an international consulting firm. A couple of things special about Tren Urbano. I was charged with doing preliminary engineering and leading a team. And oh, by the way, there was a an urban planning group that was very much part of that. It really made sense to think about the impacts of what you're doing. Another special element of TRB was a special program between MIT and the University of Puerto Rico. It was the brainchild of a guy named Fred Salvucci. Fred was not only a professor at MIT, but also secretary of Massachusetts DOT. And it was a partnership that he had with the secretary at the Commonwealth of Puerto Rico to basically educate folks and let them work on a job at Trent Urbano. So there was talk about technology transfer. It was really a great example. From that point, I went and worked for the Pennsylvania Department of Transportation, where I was secretary for 8 years. A couple of things at PennDOT. I helped to initiate a program called Smart Transportation. And oh, by the way, as you probably know, modern PennDOT was as a result of the good work of Dr. Tom Larson. Tom was a Penn State professor, a great guy, and ultimately moved on to be the Federal Highway Administrator. Anyway, at PennDOT, I started something called Smart Transportation. Basically, it was to try to figure out how to design highways and make them fit into the context of wherever it was, whether it was a rural area, a suburban area, urban area. And we really had to pay attention to money and also really the function of those kinds of things. So it was a real learning experience. And it took a while, but it really caught on. In fact, other heads of state DOTs had some interest. And as a result, I ended up helping to co-found something called the State Smart Transportation Initiative, which is housed at the University of Wisconsin and still is operating, I'm proud to say. And it has made a difference. Clearly, at PennDOT, I was thrown into a national conversation, lots more work with Transportation Research, Bob Skinner and John Horsley at AASHTO, as well as Bill Millar, then at APTA, by the way. You know, as I look back over this career, I was thinking that at the end of PennDOT, well, that's it, I'm done. Well, and then I was introduced to Carnegie Mellon University, and I got excited all over again. I ended up working with a guy named Rajkumar and Chris Hendrickson, who, again, I'm sure you folks know. And it was all about tech transfer and working with local partners like PennDOT and the Parking Authority and the City of Pittsburgh. It just made a difference. And, you know, I think the sum, when I just kind of look back at this, what I see is the use of education and technology transfer throughout my whole career. I guess I didn't really realize it. So I would encourage you folks at the university centers around the United States, boy, keep doing what you're doing. It just makes a difference. Thanks so much for this award. I cherish it.
It is now my pleasure to introduce the next cohort of Student of the Year award winners. The focus of the research of the students you will see in these videos is on multimodal systems.
Hi, my name is Marissa Brown, and I'm in graduate school at the Minnesota Transportation Institute at San Jose State University. I'm working toward a Master of Science in Transportation Management. I also work full-time at the California Department of Transportation. I manage a type of funding for transit agencies down in Southern California. As I continue on in my career, I want to shift into active transportation. I want my career to always focus on reducing greenhouse gas emissions and fighting climate change through reduced vehicle miles traveled. I think that this will lead to a better future and protect the environment for all of us.
Hello, my name is Reagan Buchanan, and I am a second-year master's student of City and Regional Planning at Georgia Tech. Part of my work as a graduate research assistant is working at the TomNet Center designing a survey with Professor Mokhtarian, and that is an immense honor, and I've enjoyed that work so very much. And I'd like to thank her for nominating me for this award. When I graduate, I hope to continue to be a city planner and work for a small government somewhere, making our roads safer for cyclists and pedestrians. I'd also like to thank my parents and my partner Phil for being fantastic supports for me in my life and through my graduate studies. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Joshua Davidson. I'm a doctoral candidate in City and Regional Planning at the University of Pennsylvania, where I conduct research as part of the Cooperative Mobility from Competitive Megaregions CM2, UTC. My research focuses on the ways that exogenous or outside shocks to an individual's environment affect their commute and travel patterns. After I finish my doctorate, I plan to go on to a research career in the field of transportation, where I plan to work on building out new and innovative transportation geography-based research methods. I want to thank my advisor, Dr. Megan Ryerson, for her ongoing support of my research and for her incredible mentorship as I build my career.
Hi, I'm Mitch Fisher from Auburn University, representing the Southeastern Transportation Research, Innovation, Development, and Education Center based out of the University of Florida. My research focus includes long-distance travel behavior and mobility as a service in rural communities. After graduation this upcoming May, I hope to work in the private sector as a consultant. Being selected as a UTC Student of the Year is truly an honor. I'd like to thank my amazing advisor, Dr. Jeff Lamondia, the entire Auburn University Department of Civil and Environmental Engineering, my family, and my friends. War Eagle.
Hi, my name is Rick Grahn, and I'm a PhD student at Carnegie Mellon University, which is home to Mobility 21, a university transportation center. My current research is centered around shared mobility services and public transit, and I am particularly interested in how we can leverage emerging modes and technologies to improve public transit system performance. Upon graduation, I hope to pursue a career in research, either in government or academia. And finally, I just want to thank my two advisors, Dr. Sean Chen and Dr. Chris Hendrickson, for their continued guidance and support throughout my graduate work.
Hi there, my name's Sarah, and thank you so much for awarding me Student of the Year from the National Center for Sustainable Transportation. I'm a PhD candidate here at University of California, Davis in Northern California, and my dissertation research looks at wildfire evacuation modeling and transportation equity. Thank you so much to my advisor, Deb Niemeyer, and other professors on my committee, Susan Handy and Miguel Jair. Thank you to my best friends, Amy, EK, and John, and to my entire family. Thank you so much, and congratulations to everyone else here receiving an award. Great job. Thank you. Bye.
Hi everyone, my name is Nadim Khairallah and I'm a second-year PhD student at the University of California, Irvine, and member of the Carmen UTC, the Center for Automated Vehicles Research with Multimodal Assured Navigation. My research focuses on opportunistic navigation using low Earth orbit satellites. I would like to thank my advisor, Dr. Casas, for his support, guidance, and for nominating me for this award. I would also like to thank my lab colleagues, family, and friends. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Rachel Thompson Panic, and I am incredibly thankful to be awarded a UTC Student of the Year. I am a second-year PhD student at the Georgia Institute of Technology, where I study vulnerable road user safety and technology applications to help make bicycle vehicle crashes a thing of the past. I'm incredibly thankful to my advisor, Carrie Watkins, for nominating me for this award, and I'm so grateful to be a part of this amazing cohort. I still have a couple more years to go at Georgia Tech, but after that, I look forward to a career in academia where I hopefully can become a professor of engineering. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Kelly Rogers with the National Institute of Transportation and Communities at Portland State University. My dissertation is on the use and influence of health indicators in municipal transportation plans. After I complete my research, I will continue to pursue research translation, and transportation planning practice. Many thanks to my advisor, Dr. Jennifer Dill, for supporting me. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Matthew Stanley and I'm a master's student at Clemson University. I'm very honored to have been nominated for this accolade by the Center for Connected Multimobility at Clemson University. Recently, I just defended my master's thesis on contributing factors of fatal crashes in South Carolina in the hopes that we can use these findings to implement technologies that will help reduce or eliminate these fatal crashes that occur in our state. Recently, I just accepted a job with Ramey Kemps as a traffic operations associate, and I will be starting in January of 2022. I would like to thank Dr. Wayne Sarasua and the director of C2M2, Dr. Ronnie Chowdhury, for nominating me for this accolade and all that they have done for my time at Clemson. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Alex Sun. I'm a PhD student at the University of Michigan in Ann Arbor, and I'm honored to receive this award from the Center for Connected and Automated Transportation, or CCAT. I'm thankful for my friends, family, and especially my advisor, Professor Yafeng Yin, for their support and guidance throughout my PhD. In the future, I hope to continue my research on ride-hailing systems, and specifically ride pooling, in order to make these systems more efficient and sustainable. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Carla Vendetti, and I'm affiliated with Texas Transportation Institute as a student at Texas A&M University. I'm currently working on research regarding enhancing equitable access to opportunities using travel behavior data. And in the future, I hope to be a planner working specifically with a focus on community engagement. I want to extend my greatest thanks to the mobility analysis team at TTI, as well as Phil Lastly, David Schrank, and Bill Isley for this great honor.
Hi, my name is Emma Vanilla Brescher, and my pronouns are she, her, hers. I'm currently a dual master's student in City and Regional Planning and Public Health at UNC Chapel Hill. I'm honored to be named as the 2021 Collaborative Sciences Center for Road Safety, or CSCRS, Outstanding Student of the Year. My primary interest lies in exploring how transportation can improve health and well-being by providing equitable, multimodal access to vital goods and services, particularly food and healthcare. After graduating in May 2023, I hope to work at the local level to address food insecurity and health disparities in our communities. Thank you.
Hi there, my name is Brittany Wagner. I've been selected as a UTC Student of the Year. I am a doctoral candidate at the University of New Orleans and a graduate student researcher at the UNO Transportation Institute. My dissertation focuses on the relationship between national identity and the built environment. My future plans include finally finishing my dissertation and getting to graduate. I'd really like to thank everyone at the UNO Transportation Institute, all the faculty, staff, and my fellow researchers that have really helped me and pushed me academically these past few years. Thank you so much to Dr. Bethany Stitch, Carol Short, Jim Amdahl, Delinda Swanson, and everyone else. Thanks.
That was great. I'm always impressed with the breadth and quality of our Student of the Year winners. In addition to the Student of the Year winners that are selected by the respective federal UTC programs, CUTC also honors our students with a number of annual national awards. The Milton Pekarsky Memorial Award is given annually for the best doctoral dissertation and master's thesis in the field of science and technology in transportation studies. The Charlie V. Wooten Memorial Award is given annually for the best doctoral dissertation and master's thesis in the field of policy and planning in transportation studies. The Neville A. Parker Award is given annually to 2 non-thesis master's project reports in the field of policy and planning and science and technology. The winners of these awards will be presented next.
Hello, my name is Brian Stays. I'm currently a PhD student at Oregon State University. I am extremely honored to receive the Milton Pekarsky Memorial Award for my master's thesis conducted at the University of South Florida. I'm grateful for my advisors, Dr. Robert Bertini and Dr. Xiaopeng Li, for their guidance and their continued support for my graduate studies. Thank you so much.
Hello everyone, My name is Yan Zhang, graduated with a PhD degree in Civil and Environmental Engineering at Washington State University. I'm so glad that I won the award this year. It's a huge honor for me to receive it. So I would like to thank CUTC for the support of this award. And also, I want to express my deepest appreciation to my advisor, Dr. Xianming Shi, for his professional advice. This award will motivate me to achieve more success in civil engineering in the future. Thank you.
Hi everyone, my name is Xin Wang. I just completed my master's degree in Transportation Systems Engineering at Georgia Tech, and I'm now working on my PhD degree. My master's thesis is entitled Respondent Recruitment to Consecutive Travel Surveys, exploring sample representativeness and travel behavior model quality using sample selection models. The model results verify the existence of self-selection biases, which are related to survey burden, socio-demographic characteristics, travel behavior, and item non-response. I want to thank my advisor, Dr. Patricia Mokhtarian, my thesis committee members, Dr. Carol Watkins and Dr. Giovanni Cicella, for their guidance in undertaking this master's degree. I would also like to thank my family and friends for all their support. Thank you.
My name is Atia Shaw, and I'm currently a postdoc at UC Berkeley, having completed my PhD at Georgia Tech earlier this year. I'm very honored that my dissertation, titled Methods for Enriching Transportation Survey Datasets with Sample Applications Using Psychometric Variables, was selected to receive the Wooten Memorial Award. Broadly, my research and interests center around data and methods that prioritize user-centered outcomes in transportation engineering and urban planning. I'd like to give a special thank you to my thesis dissertation advisor, Dr. Patricia Mokhtarian, as well as the rest of my committee members. The completion of this work would not have been possible without the support of my family and friends, particularly my husband and my parents. Lastly, thank you to the selection committee for seeing the merit in this work.
Dear colleagues, I'm Camille Kamga, Associate Professor of Civil Engineering at the City College of New York and Director of the University Transportation Research Center housed at the City University of New York. I'm honored today to say a few words about our fellow colleague and dear friend, Professor Neville Parker. As many of you already know, Professor Parker left us on September 26 after a long fight of illness and pain. He was 79. Dr. Parker graduated from the City College of New York with a Bachelor of Civil Engineering in 1965. After receiving his Master of Engineering in Transportation Engineering from Cornell University in 1966, and his PhD in System Engineering from Cornell in 1971, Dr. Parker began his career as a professor of civil engineering. His first teaching assignment was at Howard University. In 1976, he went to the University of Dar es Salaam in Tanzania as a senior Fulbright scholar, and a year later, he was appointed head of the Department of Civil Engineering. In 1988, Professor Parker returned to the United States to assume the position of Associate Director of the Institute for Transportation Systems and Professor of Civil Engineering at the City College of New York. As the Herbert Kaiser Professor of Civil Engineering at City College of New York and Director of the CUNY Institute for Transportation Systems, a position that he held until his retirement, Professor Parker has contributed importantly to the international transportation arena. He was a member of various committees of the International Road Federation and participating in various leadership capacities at numerous North American, South American, Caribbean, African, and European organizations. At the same time, Professor Parker has never flagged his determination to bring more underrepresented minorities and women into civil engineering and transportation. Indeed, throughout his career, he worked to promote the entrance and success of students of color in STEM field and made huge advances in this area. He served as the director of research career for minority scholars at the City College, where he led a college-wide effort to increase the number of minorities entering research careers in STEM field as the postgraduate level. As director of the Alliance for Minority Participation in Science at the City University of New York, Professor Parker was part of a CUNY-wide effort to substantially increase minority participation in science, mathematics, and engineering at all levels. His work has been reinforced and supplemented over the years by his position as director of the New York City Alliance for Minority Participation in Science. In recognition of his stature in the field, the Council for University Transportation Centers award 2 Neville Parker Awards each year to graduate students working in the field of transportation. Professor Parker was awarded the 2014 Distinguished Contribution to University Transportation Education and Research Award by CUTC. This national honor recognizes individuals with a history of outstanding contribution to university transportation, education, and research that has benefited transportation. Dr. Parker was a distinguished and committed leader in his academic field, and we will miss him dearly. Rest in peace, my friend. Thank you.
My name is Joe Dever, and I'm a graduate of the University of Florida's Urban and Regional Planning program. I'm honored to receive the Neville A. Parker Award for my research paper titled Embracing Capital Investment, an Analysis of Development Oriented Towards Miami's Metro Rail. This research evaluated the context of the rail improvement by performing both a content analysis and a quantitative analysis of areas near transit stations. Important findings include the lack of defined goals for the system, poor communication with the public during the construction phase, and the continuation of built environment challenges that limited first and last mile mobility. I want to thank my research committee, Abhinav Alexandra, Ruth Steiner, and Aaron DeMayo for providing insights and context that improve the quality of the research and its relevance.
Hi everyone, my name is Qianwen Li. I am a PhD candidate from the University of South Florida. My awarded study is titled Trajectory Planning for Connected and Autonomous Vehicle Plan-Tuning Operations. In this study, I propose a fast heuristic to approach this challenging trajectory optimization problem, which is expected to facilitate AV technology development and innovation in the future. I want to express my sincere gratitude to my advisor, Dr. Xiaopeng Li, for his constant support and guidance. And I also want to thank the judges for their recognition. Thank you all.
Congratulations to all the winners of the CUTC National Student Awards. These awards are highly competitive and really speak well to the quality of work that is being done across the 80+ members of CUTC. It is now my pleasure to introduce the third and last group of Student of the Year winners. The focus of the research in this cohort is on public transit. Thanks.
Good day. My name is Zachary Millay, and I am the Student of the Year nominee for the Pacific Southwest Region's UTC, the Metrans Transportation Center at the University of Southern California. I am a PhD candidate in urban planning and development at USC. My research examines the extent to which transportation and land use challenges are explained by how far removed travelers are from the costs of travel. My dissertation applies this inquiry to rail transit. Using highly disaggregated data, I evaluate how well the costs of different times and locations of travel are paid for by riders at those different times and locations, and whether this produces any disparate impacts. I look forward to a future in academia and am on the job market for a position in fall 2022.
My name is Bianca Mers, and I work at the T-Score UTC at Georgia Tech. I'm pursuing a master's degree in city and regional planning, and my research looks at transit rider demographics and satisfaction surveys. When I graduate in May, I'll be taking a job at a community development corporation, and I'm looking forward to using my transportation knowledge in the land use space. I'd like to thank Dr. Carrie Watkins, Dr. Michael Hunter, and the other T-Score co-PIs for nominating me for Student of the Year. I've enjoyed working with all of you, and I've learned so much about transit, and I'm humbled to play even a small part in some of the fabulous work the center is doing. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Christian Sprague. I'm a PhD candidate at Cornell University. Today I'm sponsored by the Center for Transportation, Environment, and Community Health. My research looks at the impacts of school choice policy and built environment on providing convenient access to quality schools and associated effects of mobility on enrollment behavior. In the future, I hope to design and study the role of market-based solutions in the education system and its connection to access. Today, I want to give a special thanks to Oliver Gao and Peter Rich for supporting me on my educational journey and future pursuits.
Historically, at this point in the program, we would be recognizing the contributions of our past CUTC president, Dr. Chandra Pant. In consultation with Chandra, we have decided to move this event to the summer meeting where we can hopefully honor him in person. Chandra, the executive committee is looking forward to recognizing your exemplary leadership in Montana this summer. Well, I think that we all wish we were meeting in person this year. The executive committee chose to make the banquet virtual because of the uncertainty related to the COVID-19 pandemic. Unfortunately, recent events related to the surge in cases has made it clear that this was the correct decision. Regardless, I hope everyone has the ability to visit with all the new friends through our interactive meeting portal. I'm now going to turn over the hosting duties to CUTC Vice President Pat Zari. I want to congratulate all the award winners, and I hope everyone who's attending the CUTC banquet has a safe and healthy 2022. Thank you.
The CUTC HNTB Lifetime Achievement Award for Transportation, Education, and Research is given in recognition of the contributions made by someone from within the CUTC community who, over their lifetime, has dedicated themselves to advancing university transportation research and education on a daily basis. This year, the award is presented to Dr. Andrew Farkas. Dr. Farkas is a recently retired professor of transportation at the Morgan State University, MSU, who is director of MSU's National Transportation Center, past president of CUTC from 2004 to 2005, and dedicated his entire career to educating the next generation of transportation professionals at a historically Black research university since the 1980s. Furthermore, he advanced technology, conducted impactful research, and emphasized equity through pioneering internship programs for students. His research regularly engaged and assisted traditionally underserved communities in the surrounding Baltimore area. Through his past accomplishments, his innovative research on connected vehicles that will certainly leave a lasting impact on the future of transportation, and many other programs he helped develop for students to get them started in the transportation industry, I believe Dr. Farkas exemplifies lifetime achievement. Dr. Farkas is well known within the transportation and CUTC community for all his past and continuing contributions to university transportation research and education. We are pleased to extend our highest honor to Dr. Andrew Farkas.
Good evening. I may be on a trip when you're seeing this, but if it gets canceled, then I'm also with you live. We'll see what happens. I am very sincerely grateful for this honor. I told the committee that over the years I enjoyed greatly seeing people that I respected and admired receive this award. To now be one of them is very gratifying and humbling. I started out as a researcher for the Georgia Department of Transportation under Governor Jimmy Carter, by the way. After furthering my education, I took a job with the U.S. Forest Service in Atlanta as a transportation economist, conducting analyses of infrastructure projects and teaching engineering economy to forest personnel. After being promoted to Washington, D.C., I realized that I wanted an academic career after all. So I took a position offered by Mogus Ayeli at Morgan State University, an HBCU. Many of you know Mogus. He had created a small but robust research program, an MS in transportation. We later participated in the UTC program, and I was the UTC director there. We consistently chose economic opportunity and equity as our theme. And as an educator at an HBCU for 36 years, I retired a couple of years ago. I'm proud of what my colleagues and I did to offer a graduate education, including internship opportunities to those who have been underrepresented in the areas of transportation research, planning, and management. I learned in grad school that basic research leads to applied research, which can and should support sound public policy. When I served on the Maryland Governor's Electric Vehicle Council, our research showed that the state was subsidizing affluent households to buy EVs, even though the subsidy was not that important to the purchasing decision. Yet because the vehicle price threshold was too high, the state pot of money devoted for the subsidy was quickly depleted. I recommended a lower price threshold so that more modest income households could benefit before depletion. Politics influenced the final result. There are many equity related research questions. A recent Washington Post article showed that there are EV charging deserts in minority areas of Chicago. What factors contribute to such deserts? What are the costs and benefits of financially supporting autonomous technologies for new entry-level vehicles versus a high-end used vehicle trickle-down approach to safety for low-income households? What benefits from fare-free transit? Or who benefits from fare-free transit that doesn't distinguish by income or trip length? We understand the benefits of round-the-clock supply chains, but what impacts occur to neighborhoods around ports, terminals, and retail locations? The students know that this is an exciting time to be doing transportation research, but I hope you realize that your research and future endeavors could improve people's lives directly. Again, I thank you. I congratulate all award recipients, and I wish you all a successful and safe TRB meeting. I wanted to leave you with a little transportation humor at the appropriate time, but not during the banquet. Please take a look at the following. Thank you.
We will now be presenting our 4 CUTC Professional Leadership Awards. The first award is the CUTC Cambridge Systematics New Faculty Award, which is given annually to a tenure track faculty member in transportation education. The award's purpose is to recognize outstanding teaching and research contributions to the transportation field. The second award is the CUTC ARPA Administrative Leadership Award, which is given annually to an individual in a staff position or non-tenure track faculty position in support of administration of a CUTC institution transportation center. The award recognizes outstanding administrative leadership contributions to the transportation field by a non-academic appointee. The third award is the CUTC Technology Transfer Leadership Award, which recognizes outstanding leadership in designing and delivering technology transfer programs. The fourth and final award is the CUTC Workforce Development Leadership Award, which recognizes outstanding leadership in designing and delivering workforce development programs. And now I'm proud to introduce the 4 award winners.
My name is Nada Masood, and I'm an assistant professor of civil and environmental engineering at the University of Michigan. It is my honor to be the recipient of the CUTC Cambridge Systematics New Faculty Award this year. I'm very grateful to CUTC and Cambridge Systematics for their support of junior faculty in their professional development. And I'd also like to take this opportunity to thank my dear colleagues, Henry Liu and Yafeng Yan, not only for nominating me for this award, but also for being great mentors and for their unwavering support over the past 5 years at the University of Michigan.
Good evening. I'm Stan Caldwell, Executive Director of the Mobility 21 National UTC at Carnegie Mellon University, and I deeply appreciate this CUTC Award for Administrative Leadership. This is especially gratifying coming from my friends and colleagues at CUTC, and knowing the respected leaders who have received this award in the past. I'd like to acknowledge my partner in running our UTC, Lisa K. Schweier, who has been the consummate teammate in elevating our operation to a level worthy of this recognition. I must also recognize our program manager, Robin Klein, and the other staff at USDOT who graciously respond to our many inquiries and proactively work to navigate the bureaucracy, giving us the latitude to innovate. And finally, I'd like to highlight the camaraderie of the CUTC family, which impressed me when I first joined over a decade ago. For example, one of our most valuable tools in administering our UTC is the project database, which was shared by Portland State's Track National UTC. And the national UTC summits we host only succeed with the participation of many other UTCs. Although we compete for grants, CUTC members openly support each other, unite in the defense and promotion of the UTC program, and advance a shared vision of success for our collective students and researchers in advancing the goals of USDOT. I look forward to continuing this tradition of sharing what we have learned in support of our fellow UTCs. Thank you very much.
Good evening. I am Lisa K. Schweier, Program Manager for the Mobility 21 National UTC at Carnegie Mellon University. I sincerely want to thank the CUTC Board for recognizing Carnegie Mellon with the 2021 Technology Transfer Leadership Award. Our UTC has institutionalized the philosophy of research, development, and deployment into a consortium consisting of 180 public, private, and nonprofit partners who work with our faculty and students to identify real-world transportation problems, cooperatively developed research plans, and deploy research in the field. We are proud to say that since 2020, we have also incorporated equity partners to assure each UTC research project begins with equity as well as deployment in mind. These partnerships have been critical in assuring impact of our research, including 6 spin-off companies, one of which our director, Raj Kumar, founded, evolving over time into the automated vehicle company Motional, employing over 300 people in Pittsburgh. The company highlighted in our nomination was Robotics, which spun out of Dr. Christoph Mertz's UTC research applying AI video analytics to help communities efficiently and inexpensively detect and manage road surface condition. Robotics has been deployed in over 250 communities in 34 states and 14 countries. We thank the US DOT and the Hillman Foundation for the research and tech transfer funding, staff of the CMU Tech Transfer Office, and the UTC for mentoring, our deployment partners for real-world applications, the faculty and students for their entrepreneurial spirit and years of commitment to transfer a research idea into a commercial enterprise impacting the world. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Mustafa El Sefi, Occidental Chemical Corporation professor at LSU. I'm also the Associate Director of Transit UTC in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Our whole Transit family is humbled and grateful by the recognition and the awards that we receive. Since 2016, we have developed and implemented a strong workforce development program that is able to create and to support the next generation of transportation leaders by conducting cutting-edge research activities and getting the students from diverse backgrounds to participate and to learn from these activities. We are able to create the next generation of transportation leaders. Our Native American Transportation Internship puts our students in meaningful jobs by providing support for transportation students from transit partnering universities to travel to LSU and to work on-site on select transportation-funded research projects. We also jointly host a webinar series with rotating university transportation centers. These webinars cover emerging transportation topics to advance the transportation workforce and make them aware of the fast-growing technology. In addition to the webinar, we host seminar series to bring transportation industry leaders together with faculty, staff, and students on campus. This provides the students with direct experience on the topics that they are learning about. Transit offers internships to engage high-achieving high school students in real research in the field of transportation engineering. In addition to their work on a research team project, the students attend workshops that include training on safety, research best practice, ethics in research, and communication. Transit also engage high school students in transportation research by collaborating with high schools to participate in STEM events. In these events, Transit presents high school students how concrete and asphalt are made, used in roadways, and how transit research is improving this material. In addition to these activities, every transit PI is required to provide seminars or webinars at the end of the implementation phase to provide a complete description of all implementation activities conducted and any education and workforce development products that were developed during the implementation phase.
Evening comes to a close. Thank you again for coming and sharing this special night with our award winners and students. I'd also like to extend a special thank you to our USDOT speakers. We truly appreciate their participation in making tonight special for our award winners. And congratulations again to all our students of the year and our award winners. A few reminders for tomorrow. First, we have the UTC Directors Meeting starting at 9:30 tomorrow morning. This will be an all virtual meeting. However, for those individuals that will be in DC, you can still watch this portion of the meeting at the Renaissance Hotel. This is just across the street from the convention center, the other side of the square, rooms 12, 13, and 14, one floor down from the lobby. But to be absolutely clear, the directors' meeting will be all virtual. All speakers will be streaming. Second, we have the CUTC business meeting starting at 1:30 in the same rooms, 12, 13, and 14 at the Renaissance Hotel. Everyone should have already received the links. If you haven't received your link, please contact our staff. We gratefully appreciate our sponsors: North Dakota State University Upper Great Plains Transportation Institute, APTA, American Public Transportation Association, AASHTO, HNTB, Foothill Transit, ASCE Transportation and Development Institute, Carnegie Mellon Mobility 21 Center, San Jose State University Mineta Transportation Institute, and Cambridge Systematics. Finally, please feel free to stay online and network. We will leave the Remo platform open for at least the next hour. We look forward to seeing you all next year, and this concludes our program.